Ladies and gentlemen, every time I seem to post a Heroes of New Earth video, the same comments keep coming up. Post more League of Legends. Do more League of Legends. Why aren't you doing League of Legends? But the other half of the comments are always like, what the hell is going on here? So, some of you have asked for a tutorial video. And I'm going to go over today the in-game tutorial with my own little commentary interjected. This is the in-game tutorial that you can play on any account. So it's just on the menu bar. You load it up. You have 6 phases, although apparently you can't do item number 4, items and shopping, but that's alright. That's why I'm here. I can help you with that. So we are going to get this rolling. We're going to go through the whole thing, and hopefully by the end of it you have a much better understanding of what Heroes of New Earth is about and what exactly is going on in all those videos that I keep uploading. So, without further ado, let us have Ms. Pudding guide us through Heroes of New Earth.
In Heroes of New Earth, you play a hero unit, with the ultimate goal of destroying the opposing team's main base structure, the Tree of Life for the Legion, or the Sacrificial Shrine for the Hellborn. Before you can accomplish this, however, you must first destroy the enemy towers and buildings leading up to their main base structure. To assist you in this task, creep waves will spawn periodically and proceed toward the opposing team's base. The creeps will automatically engage each other and attack enemy heroes and structures. The most effective way to destroy the enemy base is to first build up the power of your hero. Heroes start at level 1 with no items and a small amount of gold, but as you play you will amass experience up to the maximum level of 25, and additional gold to purchase powerful items, increasing your hero's power and allowing you to eventually crush the enemy base. Right-click on the glowing waypoint to move your hero to its location.
Alright, so now you've had a little bit of an introduction here. So you see the graphics in and around the place. For this tutorial, this is the Pyromancer.
Blaze a trail.
Kind of sounds like a British kind of guy. But either way, I mean, the gameplay compared to League of Legends at any rate is very similar, since both games are based upon the old Dota archetype, which before that, Aeon of Strife. So we are going to use our mice. Our mouses, our mice, whatever. You take your mouse. We're not moving WASD. We're not moving with arrow keys. Arrow keys will move you around like this. WASD is just going to get you laughed at later on. So take your mouse, right click. Right click, right click, right click, right click, right click.
Obliged.
Now your heroes will talk to you just like you will have
Blaze a trail.
in League of Legends. So let's move here.
The fire guides me.
Several Hellborn ranged creeps have been spawned north of you. To attack them, simply right-click on them.
Alright, so this is what the enemy creeps look like if you are the Sentinel, the Legion. And this is an auto attack. You just right click on them, they die.
Let the flames fly.
When you killed those creeps, you are awarded gold and experience. Experience is obtained by simply being near enemies when they die, but to earn gold, you are required to land the killing blow on an enemy.
So, nothing different here.
You earned enough experience to level up. Each time you gain a level, you are given 1 point to spend on one of your 4 abilities, or an additional stat boost. Click on the icon for Phoenix Wave below to learn it.
Alright, so in Heroes of New Earth, we do have a similar interface as to basically every other MOBA game. Over here is going to be your command structure, but we're going to ignore that for now. You do have your hero portrait, various stats for your hero, and then the 4 skills. So the 4 skills here, in this case, Phoenix Wave, Dragonfire, Fervor, and Blazing Strike. They're not going to tell you what they do because it's a tutorial. But in this case, the other thing that you can get in this game is these guys go to level 25. They don't go to level 18. They go to level 25 because we have this attribute boost. And then that's something you can get later on after you max out all your skills. So as I said, just like a regular Dota archetype, we have 25 levels with stat boosts. All of our heroes are based upon one of 3 archetypes: strength, intelligence, agility. So this is much different than that of League of Legends, because League of Legends went and introduced a whole bunch of new stats, and they abolished the old system. Now everything is HP and mana and ability power and magic resist and all that fun stuff. but you know, we're going to focus here on the Heroes of Newerth. So every time you get a skill, this little interface will pop up. Usually it is hidden. You can show it, but you typically leave it hidden. And this will tell you, you know, how many stat points you got. This is your level, these are your stat points. Health, mana, and your items, how much gold you have. If you do hover over it, it will tell you a statistical breakdown of how much gold you've earned or how much gold you've lost. Yes, you die, you lose gold. That's something that LoL took out to make it more casual friendly. But they'll give you a little bit of a breakdown there. Obviously, the minimap is here, and your items. If you want to open up the shop, you can click this guy. Shop will open, but we'll get to the shop in a little bit. In the top left corner here, you do got your hero with you know, your various stats, strength, agility, and so forth. This is for the courier. We'll get to the courier a little bit later. And when we have teammates, you can actually toggle a teammate overlay just like you have on LoL, but you can toggle it here in case you don't want to look at your terrible teammates anymore. You can just hide them. Up in the center here is the time in the map, as well as, you know, each side with how many kills each side has, your kills, your deaths, your assists, as well as your creep score, your creep denies. We'll get to denying in a bit. Over here is the vote system, but basically pause, kick, remake, concede. Concede's the very important one. You can do that at 15 minutes. And menu just brings up the various options. You can also hit F6 to bring up your menu, and it'll bring up the overlay. Other than that, scoreboard is up in the corner. You can bring it up. You can put it away. It'll tell you, you know, hero, if they're dead, what hero they are, and what color they are. So with that being said, let us get our Phoenix Wave.
Phoenix Wave is a spell that deals area of effect magic damage in a line. Now that you've learned it, let's use it on some enemies. More Hellborn ranged creeps have been spawned near you. Press Q or click on the Phoenix Wave icon, then click to aim it at the enemy creeps.
So just like majority of the heroes in League of Legends, click on a spell, you can click on wherever you want to go, out it goes.
All heroes have a primary attribute. There are agility heroes, intelligence heroes, and strength heroes. Agility governs your attack speed and armor. Agility heroes generally focus on dealing attack damage and direct combat. Intelligence governs your mana pool and mana regeneration rate. Intelligence heroes generally focus on casting spells and crowd control. Strength governs your health and health regeneration rate. Strength heroes are generally frontline fighters who focus on close-range melee combat. When a hero gets an item that boosts their primary attribute, their attack damage also increases. All heroes benefit from all three attributes. It's important to remember that you can customize your hero with items, and that the playstyle of various heroes can differ drastically, even if they both have the same primary attribute. Move to your team's Well of Life to heal and learn about purchasing items.
So yeah, we do have a well, a fountain, whichever. This is, you know, the Legion. This one is the Hellborn. Hellborn is actually made of tar and lava and fiery goodness, where this one's like a healing spring.
Ashes to ashes.
There are many ways to earn gold in Heroes of Newerth. Gold and experience are the keys to increasing the overall power of your hero. The most common way to earn gold is to last hit enemy creeps. You can also earn gold by killing neutral creeps, enemy heroes, and enemy towers. Located in the jungle are neutral creeps, creatures who are not allied to either the Legion or the Hellborn. Any player can kill these creeps for golden experience. If killed, they will respawn at their campsite periodically. Killing enemy heroes is the fastest way to earn golden experience, while also dealing a substantial blow to the enemy team. When you kill an enemy hero, you not only gain a large sum of golden experience, but the enemy hero loses gold as well. Certain heroes are designed to be strong later in the game, but start out weak. Having some players on your team hunt these heroes down is a good way to stop them from getting too powerful.
Bloodlust.
Destroying enemy towers is not only a necessary step towards destroying the enemy base, but it also provides your team with a significant amount of gold. When your team destroys an enemy tower, you and your teammates will receive bonus gold. If an individual player lands the last hit on a tower, they are rewarded with additional bonus gold. The 3 pathways which your creeps travel down are known as lanes. At the beginning of each game, most of your time will be spent in these lanes. Move to the waypoint to follow your creep wave down the lane to where they will engage the enemy creeps. You'll want to stay near the creep battle as much as possible to make sure that you get experience when enemy creeps are killed.
Pretty simple things, I think.
Let's get to it.
We're gonna have things spawn,
Blaze a trail.
and we follow them, just like a normal laning phase.
Fire guides me. No smoke without fire. Ashes to ashes.
In the laning phase of the game, it is very important to avoid taking unnecessary damage. You cannot afford to run back to base each time you need to heal, and items that replenish your health and mana should be used sparingly. Stay behind your creep wave and run back to your tower if the enemy creeps attack you. After a brief time, the enemy creeps will lose interest in chasing you and engage other targets.
Blaze a trail.
So, just like in LoL, you attack a hero, they're
Ashes
gonna
to
come at you.
ashes. Blaze a trail. Obliged.
For majority of the time though, you do want to go for those last hits, and you do not want to be pushing your lane simply because of the deny factor that you can have in this game. So you only want to be...
As natural as it may seem to want to attack the enemy creeps, it is important to avoid automatically attacking them for too long.
Just like that.
Doing so may push the creep wave into enemy territory, putting you in a vulnerable position to be ambushed by enemy heroes. Until you are ready to push the lane forward and attack an enemy tower, you should focus primarily on landing the killing blow on enemy creeps.
So she does a lot better than I do. So
To avoid auto-attacking, you can either pace back and forth with move commands, or use hold ground, hotkeyed to H by default, to avoid attacking enemy creeps. Practice now by last hitting 3 enemy creeps. You can see creep health bars by holding down the Alt key.
well, yeah.
Blaze a trail.
That's going to be something that I actually do different. I actually have them turned on at all times by default. So I can see the creep boxes here at default. So if you want to look at that, hit your F6, go to your options, interface, always show health bars. First option here. You can also see all the other ones. You know, show deny effect, show critical strikes, experience numbers, player specific colors. You can have profanity filter, minimap right click. I actually have a swap minimap on as well because that's going to be in the bottom right just like it is for League of Legends, so it's not even going to be that different either. And
Let's get
yeah,
to it.
that's why I can see them and they can't.
No smoke
So let's kill a few things.
An enemy hero has appeared in your lane. In addition to trying to last hit enemy creeps, you'll want to harass enemy heroes to try to stop them from gaining gold too easily.
Duh.
If you attack an enemy hero with enemy creeps nearby, those creeps will automatically target you. As a ranged hero, you can attack an enemy, then run back to avoid the creep's retaliation. Only basic attacks will draw the attention of a nearby creep wave. If you use your spells on an enemy hero, the creeps will not attack you. Practice harassing the enemy hero with both attacks and spells, and ultimately attempt to kill her.
Same idea here, guys, for the laning phase.
Blaze a trail. Ashes to ashes.
She hurts. She hurts.
Obliged.
Oop.
The fire guides me. Ashes to ashes. Let's get to it. The fire guides me.
Okay, so she's obviously just going to charge me because it's an AI, but
At the end of the lane are the enemy's barracks. There is a ranged barracks and a melee barracks. Destroying these structures will cause your creeps in that lane to become more powerful.
just like destroying an inhibitor, destroying an enemy barracks is going to spawn you some nice beefy creeps. The only difference here in Heroes of New Earth is you destroy those Raxes, they're not coming back, unlike those inhibitors. You kill these, they're gone. They're out, they're gone. That lane is now going to be a pain in your ass for the entire game.
You have been granted maximum level. Push the lane into the enemy base, destroying all towers you come across, and destroy the enemy barracks. Note that the enemy structures in this tutorial are much weaker than they will be in a normal game of Heroes of Newerth.
Because they do want you to, you know, win in a certain period of time.
Ashes to ashes.
So we're just going to push this lane. And, you know, one thing to note here is that a lot of the time that I play with League of Legends players that come over to Heroes of Newerth, they're like, we can't tell what's going on. Everything looks the same. And I really don't understand what draws people to make that claim. So I'm actually level 25 right now. I'm just going to destroy things.
Let's get to it.
But, I mean, each side is unique in Heroes of Newerth. So the Hellborn are kind of gray and demonish and very much red. As I kill the bot. Now, see, these imps here, they're on the Hellborn side, not the Legion side. So they come up red for me, but imps are always gray. Same with this Warlock. Warlock's in, you know, kind of a red. Whoop, that was a miss. They're kind of this red outfit. Whereas these treants, these saplings, they're always going to be green and leafy, and we have an archer on our side. So they're always going to be on the Legion side. So Legion and Hellborn, you know, they look very different. You should never be able to get confused here about creeps. If you are ever confused at the creeps, look at the minimap, right? You see a big red dot, and he's running towards me. It has a red border around it, and you see these little red specks on this map. Red means bad. Red means enemy. Now the only reason you know, the Dark Lady here is red is because her player color is actually red. But you notice I'm actually blue with a green border, and green and green and green. Green is good. Red is bad. Green is good. If you have any doubt about, you know, these graphics, just go hit them. Alright, I'm going to turn off the Pyromancer because he's annoying. But, you know, if you ever have any doubts about these, just look at your minimap. Over time, you'll be able to identify these right off the bat. Even if you can't identify them, just hover over them. See, a nice yellow border came over the top of this one. A yellow border means it's not going to attack me. You notice how these guys start glowing red, and they get a red border around them. That means they're probably out to get me. And by out to get me, I mean like lots of blood. Boom. As she dies in a fire, literally, because I'm a pyromancer. So I'm just going to finish up pushing this lane now. You know, defensive towers, again, these things are red. They're in the other Hellborn side. They're nowhere near my base. I mean, look at this architecture. It's all gray and lava-y, and there's fire everywhere. Not exactly the best picnic spot. See, nice, cool, calming, leafy, green, the things are growing, etc., etc. So let's finish up this part of the tutorial, and we will move on to the next one after we destroy these barracks. You know, these Beefy Creeps are going to come out, and they're going to start tearing up the town. I mean, these creeps will start eventually pushing all the way here up to the Sacrificial Shrine. The Sacrificial Shrine, very much like the Nexus, except that it's much cooler when it blows up because it's a Sacrificial Shrine.
Creeps in this lane are now much stronger and are worth less gold to the enemy. Additionally, the towers protecting the Sacrificial Shrine are no longer invulnerable. Kill those towers, then destroy the enemy Sacrificial Shrine to win the game.
If you say so, Miss Pudding, I shall do it.
Let's get to it. Ashes to ashes.
I'm on it. Oh yeah, this is called the meatball. We don't know why it's there, but just a random building for you to destroy. And here's the Beefy Creeps. So these saplings look a heck of a lot tougher. This archer's actually, you know, decently bigger. So compare those to these. Kind of weak saplings, archers, nice and beefy saplings, archers. So, you know, 1200 hit points over here. They do 100 damage a shot. These ones, not so beefy. They only got 550 to do 21 damage a shot. So, I apparently killed someone else. Yep, she's dead at my feet.
Legion wins.
This concludes the Heroes of Newerth overview tutorial. There is a great deal more to learn and familiarize yourself with in order to master Heroes of Newerth, as it is a very competitive game. We highly recommend you check out some of our video guides on the Heroes of Newerth website for additional help and information.
It's not a bad idea because you can find all the hero summoners, or sorry, all the hero spotlights. They're not summoners in this case, and those things are very useful as well. They put a lot of work into them. S2 gnome, S2 pudding, they do good work, and they've been putting out some pretty high quality stuff for a while. So I think that actually finishes up this first part of the tutorial, and I hope that gives a little bit more insight into what things are, what you're supposed to be doing. And I mean, we got other parts of the tutorial to go through here, and I am going to get to them. But if you think that's enough right there, fine, great. I did my part. I showed you the tutorial. I gave you a little bit of insight into how things work. But if you want to know more and you want to get more involved here, Heroes of Newerth, then keep listening, because we're going to go over the rest of the tutorials here. Oh yeah, this is the death animation for the sacrificial shrine. A new world tree emerges. Happens every time you win. It's great. Alright guys, so I am going to combo here a little bit onto, picking up where that tutorial doesn't leave off. So, this is the interface. When you come to the game, it'll look like this. You just type in your username and password, log in, bam, easy as that. Brings you here. So, I'm actually part of Clan Game Replays, a great Heroes of Newerth site, as well as tons of other games. Lots of people usually hanging around in there. Just gonna put myself to D&D mode so nobody disturbs me. So, you will see here they're going to bring up the news updates, and the interface pretty nice. It's been through quite a few iterations, but overall, it's actually come to a pretty nice spot. So you can look at the recent news and stuff like that. Just going to close him. Up here in the corner is the store. You just click on the store.
Come in, come in.
He loads up. Easy as that. It'll show you how many coins you have, how many gold coins you have, silver coins, whatever you can buy. These specials. This is the new taunt. It turns people into a baby. It's actually pretty funny. Alternate avatars. You can get new announcer packs. So the badass pack is actually John St. John, who, if you don't know, is the Duke Nukem voice. He's actually pretty fun to have. The flamboyant pack is more of I don't know how to say it politically correct, but he's more of a light-hearted announcer. And the pudding pack is the Miss Pudding pack. So if we just heard all that Miss Pudding stuff from the previous tutorial. So you want her to announce every time you kill someone, just pick her up. You can get a name change, you can get bundles, you can get count vanity of icons, colors, symbols, etc. You get silver coins by playing games. You get gold coins by buying them. Think of IP, RP differences. So your options in the corner here. You can get your voice. You can mod. Yes, you can mod this game. Believe it or not. Interface stuff, controls where you can rebind everything that you want. Very useful if you have like certain setups for League of Legends. Sound and graphics. So pretty simple stuff there. You can watch your local replays. So you can load up any replay you want, any version you want. They will compatibilize. I don't really know how to say it, but you can run any replay you own in this game. It'll load up just like a spectator mode. The changelog will be for like your latest patch notes and stuff. Message of the day is this big guy here that we just saw already. You can change your language. Russian. And it reloads. I'm not going to keep it Russian because I don't know Russian, but it is a multi-language game, just like StarCraft, just like Warcraft, just like everything else. I don't know if you can actually get different languages in League of Legends or not. It's nothing I've actually looked at. Oh, apparently I don't have the Russian character sets, so that probably should have picked a better language than that. But and that's the majority of the interface there, guys. I'll show you how to get into games here just a sec, as I kind of need my English interface back. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff. They've really put a lot of work into this. S2 Games really put a lot of work into the League of Legends experience to make it a lot easier for you. That's interesting, probably from Russia. But there we go. So now we're back in the game. It all comes back up. This is how many people are online, how many IMs you got, how many friends are online. So I got some friends. Clan, I don't have a clan, so. But yeah, there's clan support in this game. And notifications. So people that you are friends with, people join games. You can track who did what, where, when, and fun stuff. So it's kind of like toasts from StarCraft. They'll just show up here and all that. So if you are looking for a friend, you're like, oh man, let's play a game or two, but he's in a game, you can actually monitor that game. Just right click on him, go down to monitor game. It'll show you, the stats of that game that they're playing right now. So like here's my buddy Pendragon. He's 8-1-3. He's playing Parasite, and they have 18 kills total. They're tied 18-18 to 18-19. Base health is looking good at 100%. That's kind of weird. It's not supposed to look like that. I blame Russia and myself. Tell you the game types, what map they're on, how many barracks are left each. Yeah. So they do put a lot of stuff into this. So let's find out how to play a game. So we got all these options down here. If you want to look at the store, you can hit the store. You want to look at the heroes?
You again, Sean.
Let's go to the heroes. Let's go to the simple hero list. It'll show you, all the heroes in each archetype. Remember how there's an archetype: agility, intelligence, strength. So you can load up here. You can look at, so like here's the chipper, right? So recommended items for him. He's ranged. He does damage. Here's his skills. You can look at all of this just like you can in League of Legends. So take some time, look at the compendium, find a hero that you like. Pick a play style first. Agility, mostly damage dealers. Intelligence, mostly spellcasters, and its strength are mostly more tanky DPS kind of things. But they're straight up. So like if you're a strength hero, you're not going to have very big intelligence, which means your mana pool is limited. And if you're intelligence, you typically don't have a very big health pool. And but you have a decent sized mana pool. Agility is kind of like the jack of all trades, everything. They have some decent agility, decent health, decent mana. It depends on what hero you're going to be playing. So that's that. Match stats. You can look at the ladders. Match stats will show you your latest game, and you can just go through them. You can download the replays. You can find, they're all by match IDs, so you can give match IDs to your buddies. Be like, hey, go check out this game. I did like 8-3-16. I got all these items and stuff. And you just send the match ID. They can download this match from the server. They just download the replay, and then they can watch it. Easy as that. Player ladder is what I kind of meant to say, and that'll look at your PSR, which is the public skill rating. Yeah, player skill rating. Sorry. So right now, Evil Geniuses on top. Snake King's up there with SK and MSI. Fairly fun stuff like that. And Freudian Trip, of course, destroying my video. Thanks, Trip. Let's just get out of that. There we go. FourCourtJester. Alright, so tutorial is the button that we just, it launches the tutorial. We just went through all that. Matchmaking is your ranked games, and they have a pretty nifty interface here. So 5 versus 5, 3 versus 3. You just pick whichever one you want. Normal mode or casual mode. Now, there's a lot of debate about normal versus casual mode. Normal mode is all the rules that the tutorial just went over. So you can play all pick style. You can play single draft style, which means every person gets a choice of 3 heroes, and only those 3 heroes. They have to pick one of those 3. Where if it's all pick, you can play anybody at all. Like, you can just pick, it's first come, first serve. There's no duplicate heroes in ranked at all. It's all unique heroes, guys. So if you want that hero, you better pick him pretty quick. Otherwise, you have a chance of losing him. The banning draft and banning pick is where there's a banning phase, just like in ranked, before you get those picks off, and it's all going to be sequential. Banning draft is like single draft. There's a pool of, I think, 18 heroes, and you ban out 4 of them, and you got to pick 10 of them, something like that. Banning pick is just like all pick, but you have the bans first, and you can sequentially pick. It goes, I think 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, or something like that. To make 10 heroes. All random is literally just that. Everybody randoms, and you're forced to stick with it. You can choose what realms you want to play on: US East, US West, Europe. And solo matchmaking, so by yourself, or team matchmaking, which means you can make yourself a nice group. You can invite people, and then you enter the queue together. Pretty simple stuff. Now, the thing about casual mode is that the big debate is casual mode doesn't take skill. And if I have to actually compare it to anything, I would actually compare it to League of Legends. So casual mode is bigger gold gain. You don't lose gold when you die. The experience curve is actually more like an asymptote rather than a linear curve. So you're going to get a lot of experience there in the beginning. Early game is actually really shortened in casual mode. Which means you're going to start seeing big item pickups much earlier in casual mode than you will in normal mode. In casual mode, as I said, it's a totally separate PSR system, so it does not affect your MMR at all, your matchmaking rating. So it's going to be separate. So like my matchmaking rate is 1622. In normal, it's 1524. Right? So think of that like ELO. right? Different parts of your ELO. Now, again, with the casual mode, you're going to see a lot of bigger item pickups. The games typically go much faster because there's less of a laning phase involved, as people are just going to start ranking up really quickly. Then it kind of devolves into a huge gank war, because nobody really bothers farming anymore. It's just like, well, why would I farm? I already got most of the laning phase out of the way. I got all this gold. Might as well go and start, pummeling some faces. And typically you're going to see a lot of heroes that are picked up that are like pure carry teams. So like no support teams at all, no tank teams, no initiation teams, just pure carry teams, because you're going to get farmed a lot quicker. So if you want an introduction to Heroes of New Earth and you're coming from League of Legends, you might want to check out casual mode. I'll leave it up to you. Normal mode is definitely what all the tournaments run. So the World Series, DreamHack, any kind of UNGL runs a lot of stuff in Europe, ESL. That's all going to be normal mode. So don't take casual mode to be the HoN experience, because it is by default normal mode, and that's going to be your matchmaking. How do I quit matchmaking? Disband. There we go. That's what I wanted. Good. Okay. So if you want to create a game, this will create a game in the public realm, which is like custom games, not related to MMR, but it does have, again, its own rating called PSR, so player skill rating. You can call it whatever you want. You can pick whatever server. So if you really want, pick Europe, Germany, Netherlands, all these different kind of servers. They'll tell you your ping to them if they're available, whatever. Usually people just leave it automatic. If you want to play a practice game, which is what we're going to do, you just go into practice, and then you pick a game mode, what map you want. I can apparently make it on the tutorial map. I didn't know that. So, set the minimum ELO, the maximum ELO, how many people you want, referees, spectators, and then all your various options. Auto balance means it's going to try to keep you as 50-50 as possible. You cannot decide what the teams are. People are just going to join. It's going to auto place them. No levers will obviously restrict levers from joining the game. Casual mode, random heroes, development heroes. Actually, that's kind of a defunct setting anymore. It doesn't use it anymore. Hardcore mode is actually pretty fun. Hardcore mode is when just trying to remember all the rules for it now. If you don't get a last hit, the only way to get money is last hit. There's no passive gold gain, and the only way to get experience, I think, is the last hit as well. If you deny 100% of the experience instead of only like 40 or 50. And when you die, you drop items. No, that's just drop items. Hardcore. Don't play hardcore mode. That's what I'm going to get at. It's definitely a lot more for fun kind of games, because hardcore mode is a lot harder to get your money. It's a lot harder to get your items up because you don't have that money. The game just gets prolonged for no particular reason. So for these fun games, you can turn on the duplicate heroes. You can turn on, I don't want strength heroes, or I don't want agility heroes. You can actually swap heroes back and forth, just like in ranked LoL. No hero repick means you can't do that. Tournament rules actually enforce you to play without mods. And no power-ups are the rune spawns. We'll get to the rune spawns in a bit. And all these public games come up in the public game sector here, where you can search by anything you want, right? So then they just come up here. Apparently I have a 1% leave rating. I don't remember that, but sure. So I'm going to make a game here. Create game. And all pick is fine. We're going to make it on the practice. No stats. Let's just take this stuff off because we don't need it. 5 versus 5. That's fine. Now I'm going to be making a game in the practice room. Practice room games are only you get to go in here. It's going to give you actually a special interface where you could do whatever the hell you want in practice mode. So this is what a typical game jump will look like. You just take a seat. You can lock the slot if you want to lock yourself with some buddies before you auto bounce the game. But I don't have any buddies here, so we're just going to unlock it. Going to start the game. And all pick comes up, so you can pick any hero you want. It'll show you, all the stuff in the bottom half of this interface. So, all these different heroes. Yay, heroes. I'm gonna go with a favorite of mine, the panda. Pandemonium. And then you just ready up, and the game starts.
Let's get it on.
Billy grows weary.
Wow, I do not know what happened to that minimap. That's weird. Okay, I'm gonna blame Russia again.
For great justice.
So again, this
For
is
their homeland.
here's Heroes of Earth. Now let's go over the shop. For this shop, it's actually the new shop, the 2.0 shop, and really you don't want to pay too much attention to anything except two sets of things. It's going to give you some decent recommended items here with a recommended item tab. And this tab will show you, it populates per hero. It's always different per hero. But these are the recommended items that you want to be shooting for, in the game. So the new thing that you introduced with this shop is this hero guide. And this hero guide actually is going to be very useful for you League of Legends players, because it's going to tell you what items you want to start with, what items you want to shoot for early game, and then core items you want to work with, and then the late kind of game if you go that far, the late game hero items that you want. So you can pick whatever guide you want. They're all these guides are user submitted except the ones that are starred, and those are the ones by I believe S2 staff. So let's just take the Pandemonium guide from Red Jedi, because that's Red Jedi backwards. And he'll give you an introduction, telling you all about what the panda does, and the detailed description, the proposed skill build. And here's the fun thing: you can auto level the abilities. It'll just pick all the abilities for you. The guide actually working now, which is pretty good.
Cool. So how does it work?
I got my brother-in-law here now, so.
Just curious, how do you choose between the different ones?
Oh, different guides are right here.
So how do you know which ones are best liked?
They're probably the percentage will probably tell you. I always just take an S2 when I trust S2. So now, as I said, you get money. So let's just pick off some, beginning items to go with here. Oh, the big thing.
Justice.
Let's throw down this. Oh, you can throw down items here onto the ground. That's a big difference you can get here in League of Legends. The big thing in this game is under supplies is this monkey courier. So for the monkey courier, what you do is you buy him and you deploy him. There he is. Look at him, cute little monkey. Yep. Actually, you can even buy alt couriers and you can transform into other things. But this courier just works like a hero. So my hero, my courier, my hero, my courier. Both of them together.
Have a positive attitude.
If you remember, Dota came from the RTS genre. So the RTS genre allows you multiple selections. So we can have multiple selections. You see over here in the corner, it'll show you who you have selected. So this little courier, which I'm going to call number 2. So control group 1 is my panda. I use that by control 1. And then you just keep hitting 1 to recenter upon him. See, just like that. I told my monkey to be control 2. So now I hit number 1, I go to my panda. Go to number 2, I go to my courier. And the courier can do things like shop for me. So here I am in the shop. I have make sure that my monkey courier is selected, and I'm actually going to upgrade him. So you can make a flying courier. This is actually a spell that you have to cast on the courier, but you cast it on the courier. Okay, and I screwed that up because now I have 2 couriers. So that was my mistake. So this monkey can go suicide, and now, okay, I'll show you that again. You take supplies. If you left click on an item, it's going to bring up the recipes. So this is the courier that you need, and this is the recipe, but you can just right click on it or hit buy remaining, and you can buy the whole thing. So that's why that. So another courier. You can have as many couriers as you want. We've had some pretty fun battles with couriers, haven't we, Jeff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's always fun to kill someone else's courier.
And he brings up a point. When you kill the enemy courier, you rob them of 200 gold and the ability to transport items between lanes.
Plus the item that was on it.
And if there's any items on it, yeah. So where's my courier? Here he is. So the big thing about the courier is, as I said, the courier. Oh yeah, that one can go die. This one is the good one. He can shop. So this courier, let's say I want. Just doing a video. So let's say I want to finish up my blood chalice. I put it on my courier. I have a delivery button. He'll now take this to my panda. You can actually make him speed up. He has a speed burst. Whee! And if he comes under attack, like during a big team fight, he can actually go invulnerable for a little bit. Very useful for keeping that courier alive. Here, courier. Here, courier. And then when he's done, you take him home. So you'll see that my panda, he was delivered his last part to this blood chalice. It combined, and now I have a blood chalice. I can right click to move it, I can left click to use it.
Big guy coming through. Panda on the move.
Now other things in this game is, let's
Big
go
guy
find a
coming
word, a rune. So other things I'm going to do is I'm going to buy Ward of Sight. I'm going to take them up to my bandit. Ward of Sight, just very much like vision wards. You put them down, you gain sight over a large area for a certain amount of time, and you can see those by using the vision wards. So the Ward of Revelation, so the blue ward. So blue ward and orange ward are the same as the blue ward, purple ward in League of Legends. And this is the thing that League of Legends doesn't have. Okay, thank you, courier. You can go back home. Take this Ward of Sight. I can put this Ward of Sight on the top highest hill I can find, right there. It's going to grant me vision for this whole area. Nice vision.
For great justice.
Now, this is the thing that League of Legends doesn't have: runes. There's certain runes in this game, and in this case, Rune of Damage is going to double my damage. So take a look at my damage here, 5867. I take it. I'm now glowing blue, and I'm doing 121 to 130 damage. These runes spawn every 2 minutes. I think they start at the 2-minute mark. Yeah, this is definitely Russian screwing me up. Look at that. Yeah. Well, that's right. But you get the last hit, you get money, you get experience. You're gonna go blue for a little while. And these runes very important because these are huge for ganks. If you get a rune, right, and it's a double damage, and then you walk over to some squishies, you're probably going to destroy them in fairly short order, right? So these runes, very useful things. You'll usually find people ward them because they want to know where they spawn. One spawns up top, the other actually spawns down here. Now I'm going to put up the rune here. So I'm going to put the ward there so I can see said rune when it spawns. And they spawn every 2 minutes, as I said. So I think the first one spawns at the minute mark, and then it's 3, 5, no, that can't be right. The 2-minute mark, so 2, 4, 6, etc. So let's just wait 10 seconds here. Yes. Indeed they do. Jeff brings up another good point. Different runes do different things. So, okay. It's another double damage rune, but it did spawn at the 6-minute mark. So this is the practice mode test button. Let's see if I can spawn something. Power up. Alright, so spawn there. So this is the illusion rune. No, don't attack the illusion rune. Oh. Oh, I see. Passive. There we go. So the rune of illusion makes 2 illusions of me. Look at that panda. 2 illusions. Are you a talking panda? So we've seen the double damage one. The move speed one is haste, and it looks red. You take it. Now all of a sudden you move really fast. Actually, you're going to move at the maximum move speed at 522 movement speed. So if early game, if you want to go run down someone, it's very possible with a haste. The regen looks green, and the regen does exactly what a regen sounds like. You get it. It's going to regen you at a very large rate for about 30 seconds. Now, it will dispel on damage, so you want to make sure you use it somewhere where they can't hit you. And that actually goes for all the potions here as well. Every potion in this map, so health potion, mana potion, dispel on damage. Big change from League of Legends. And you want to make sure you don't get hit by those. For example, the Runes of Blight, those are not going to they're not going to dispel on damage. The Runes of Blight, actually, if you take a quick look at it here, you eat a tree. I know it sounds weird, and we're all going vegetarian, but you eat a tree. Runes of the Blight, and it gives you plus 7 HP second for 12 seconds or so. So it regens 115 health. The last rune here is Invisibility. Bam. Has a little bit of a fade time, but now I'm invisible. I can go wherever I want. People can't see me unless they can somehow, see invisible units. And the only way you can see invisible units is through the Ward of Revelation, or in the relics, you can buy a Bound Eye. Think of it like an Oracle's Elixir. But if you die, you lose it, just like the Oracle's Elixir. Oh yeah, towers have true sight. Yep, just like in LoL. So they see me even though I'm invisible. Fun stuff. So other than that, it just comes down to you know, enemy fights. So let's spawn a Hellborn hero. Hellbringer sounds good. Spawn there. Oh god, he's gonna attack me. How can he see me? Nah, whatever. He's a computer. He's a cheat. So when it comes to the team fight phase, you want to try to get your last hits on your creeps, just like normal. And you also want to be denying. Denying will reduce the experience as well as rob your enemies of gold because they didn't get the last hit. Denying is a very big thing in in Heroes of Newerth, and they removed it from League of Legends, as I said, to become more of a casual, friendly game. As one video put it, why do you attack your own creeps? Are you a terrorist? You know, that kind of fun stuff. And where did that Hellbringer go? Okay, apparently the practice AI isn't very good, but every hero has their own set of unique abilities. Woo! Bam! I sat on his head, I killed him, gonna get bloodlust, easy stuff like that. And that is, the basic tutorial. So if you're on, the Legion side, you're gonna get these nice green looking creeps because they're trees. If you're on the Hellborn side, they're gonna be kind of gray and red because, they're evil and warlocky and impy and stuff like that. And that should hopefully give you a much better idea of what the hell is going on in Heroes of Newerth. Past this, I can only recommend that you try out the game, that you watch some of the casts of coordinated teams going at it. I know a lot of the big spell fights and stuff don't make a lot of sense sometimes because there's a lot of special effects going on. But the only way I could really illustrate all that is practice. So watch some streams, watch some videos, hit up the servers, hit up some VODs. And that's all I can really recommend here. So this has been part 2 of the tutorial system, guys. I am going to link in the description of this video the Heroes of Newerth Bible that I actually helped author for HoNReplays.com, Heroes of Newerth Replays, part of the Game Replays Network. And they have a lot more in-depth things about like what to do in team fights, about what to do in your maps, that kind of fun stuff. And hopefully, if you're still interested in this game, but you're still on the fence, go give that a quick read. There's videos in there. There's textual examples and good fun stuff like that. So this has been FourCourtJester trying to abridge the LoL and the HoN community, and I'm gonna go over to League of Legends and I'm gonna start doing some similarities there for Heroes of Newerth. So you're going to see this video as well as the League of Legends video, and the comparisons, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever it is. And that's that, guys. So let's see if I can make him stay.
Let's flip this around.
Nah, okay, he's not going to stay. Anyways, guys, this has been FourCourtJester, and hit me up with any kind of questions you need, any kind of questions you have. I'll be happy to answer them, and no more flame wars in my videos. Okay? Thanks.